It's your best fight, friends. I'm Rachel, that's Kelsey, and today we're hyped for Loma Lopez. So that's what we're going to talk about.
Loma Lopez!
Why is it such a big deal, Kelsey?
Lomachenko versus Lopez? Well, let me tell you, Rachel. This is arguably the best fight that's ever been made in boxing. Okay, maybe not that, but it is the best fight that's probably going to be made this year. It's one of the biggest fights in boxing. It's going to be on regular ESPN here in the United States. It's probably for undisputed lightweight status, and we'll get into why we say probably. You've got Lomachenko, one of the top on ESPN's pound-for-pound list. He's number 1. He's number 2 other places. And a 23-year-old Teofimo Lopez that's also got a title belt, who has been a phenom. If he can win this fight, that's massive. Either fight or win is massive. First undisputed lightweight champion since Pernell Whitaker in 1990. That's a long time ago. Massive fight. Can't wait to see it. I don't know who wins either.
So Lomachenko has been at the top of pound-for-pound list, really,
even before he belonged there.
Since it's been a long time. So for Lopez to come up and beat somebody with these kind of credentials, it's a really, really big deal. It's also a big deal for Lomachenko if he should defeat Lopez, as he is favored to do, for him to continue to carry the crown of being like one of the top, pound-for-pound fighters, and to go down what will be historically as like an all-time great. Let's talk a little bit about Undisputed.
Undisputed. So,
first of all, guys, we just put together a massive piece on boxing's professional championship system. And so to explain what exactly it is. So should you have a casual who wants to know, hey, what's going on here? What are all these belts that I see being paraded in the ring? I'll link this in the show notes. Just forward them this link. And then when they have some free time...
then read through this 2,000 words of how boxing's complicated championship system works. It's even got more complicated thanks to the World Boxing Council. The WBC added their franchise belt in.
Which, to be fair, they're not the first to do this. No. If you have, like, the super and the regular, like, they're just doing it also.
Yeah, so it's just
I will say this, that after, like, we wrote it together. Kelsey did most of the writing, but we helped put it all together. I did a lot of the editing. And I gotta say, also, boxing championship system between the 4 major alphabet organizations, the Ring, T-Burb, Lineal, and then we throw Unified and Undisputed on there. It kind of like also has like a special place in my heart because each of these things is part of boxing's
our ridiculous culture,
long-standing history. So like when we talk about the Ring, well, that goes all the way back to Jack Dempsey. When we talk about Lineal, there's people that have tracked this since and to me that's kind of special. And as much as I like the simplicity of, say, something like in the UFC, they don't have that history, so it's kind of like...
Yeah, I mean, it's our culture.
I felt like my heart that, like, when you come and you get to really learn, when you learn about boxing, you're going to learn about its history, too, because you can't not learn about it if you want to understand the championship system. So, Saturday night, we've got 4... of the major alphabet organizations. And these are the 4 recognized because they're recognized by the International Boxing Hall of Fame.
And they recognize each other.
And they recognize each other. And so that's the WBC, WBO, WBA, IBF. Yes. Right?
Teofimo Lopez has the IBF title. Lomachenko has the WBA, WBO, and he was elevated to the WBC franchise champion last year.
Franchise champion thing is new, so
that's why we say probably.
What we know this week is that
that's the highest.
WBC president said that this is
the high. Look, he was elevated. Anybody that has that was elevated, which implies that it's the highest title, which means it's the only legitimate WBC title in my opinion.
So it's not like if Lopez won, that he would then have to go. Is it Devin Haney, who has the WBC champion?
Yeah, he's got the Devin Haney.
Lopez wouldn't have to go and fight Devin Haney to pick up that one more belt to then be undisputed. Whoever wins Saturday night
is undisputed.
Is going to be undisputed because they're going to have all 4 of the belts.
And you have to, because it's the same thing with the WBA Super Champion. Where the Super Champion exists, that's the highest WBA belt, the only one that matters, or historically, or for undisputed status.
Yeah.
We have to treat the WBC franchise belt the same way, because it's essentially the same thing.
Yes. So that's a really big deal, because being undisputed, many guys can be unified. You know, Lomachenko's been unified.
It's still
right?
a big deal to unify, but to be undisputed...
unify more than one of the 4 major belts, but to be undisputed is actually rather rare in the sport. As you mentioned earlier, in this weight class, hasn't happened since Pernell Whitaker.
Not a knock to Devin Haney, a great fighter in his own right. A fighter, though, who hasn't really beaten anybody for that WBC title. Still, I'd like to see Devin Haney fight the winner, and then we can get undisputed. Maybe the winner of that fight would be undisputed in all caps. I don't know. It's getting ridiculous in boxing, but this is just what we have, and I'm just trying to add a little bit of clarity. Lomachenko, Lopez, this Saturday, undisputed.
Winner will have all 4 of the major alphabet belts. Will the winner also have the ring?
Ring magazine, T-Burb, Lineal, baby. Well, Lineal with the caveat that Lineal is a conceptual thing that's made up by fans, and so nobody really is in charge of that. Most people would probably think that he's a Lineal champ, but some people might disagree.
I haven't looked into the Lineal to see in this weight class where that, what has happened.
Although, if it's undisputed, it's boxing. Come on, boxing. I love you, but come on.
I'm just saying, if there's somebody out there who's still active that beat the man, then you would say, well, this guy's still technically Lineal, even though he doesn't have...
lightweight, no.
But if there's not that guy in lightweight, then I think it becomes the winner of this fight will be Lineal.
It's complicated.
Or else Lineal would just end.
Undisputed, baby.
It doesn't just end. It continues.
Yeah. I feel like we're a little bit undisputed here in our attention to detail and our we had clarity. We like buzzwords. Excitement. I've been writing about boxing for a decade now, right? I have loved boxing since I was a kid. I had to read through this thing a few times it's because boxing is so ridiculous.
We've put a lot into this. A lot has been sacrificed, guys.
Yeah.
But it is written. We have made it. And hey, you made it to the end of this video. So why don't you just do yourself a favor and go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of our other videos.
Join us. We are recognized by the International Boxing Hall of Fame. Probably we also recognize each other. Therefore, we are the major people in the market.